Yo, 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 what's good with it? It's your boy Mario, aka Mr. Hawk, and you are now tuned in to Hawk Shop Talk. And it ain't gonna be a long one today. It's cold, dreary, and raining, and I really didn't want to come out here. I really didn't want to come outside at all. I'm gonna be one of the first ones to say I hate the fucking cold weather. I am a hard down southerner that doesn't like the cold. I'd rather burn up in heat than deal with this bullshit that I'm dealing with right now. But it is what it is. I just want to talk about a couple days. Um, I want to be a writer. So I started writing my book, and the book is supposed to be. It's a. Let me rephrase that. I don't really have dreams. Most people say you don't remember your dreams. I don't think I have them. I have what you call deja vu's, or I will have stories. My mind tells stories. Like most of the time, I go to sleep. It's black. Wake up, go to the bathroom, come back, go to sleep, black, and vice versa. I pee all through the night. So right now, I am trying to uh, get my shit together to write this damn book. I got like 7 books that I want to write, and I want it to be right. You know what I'm talking about? I want it to be great books. So as I'm out of town in the fucking cold this past week, I was in what was I? Jonesboro, Arkansas. It was snowing up there. I left early so I can beat the snow. I had to deal with the snow and stuff like that. So as I'm sitting in the room, I'm like, well, I'm gonna write the book. The book, I couldn't remember what program I was using on my computer. I actually love Google because Google literally saved every book I started writing from 2016. And that was the problem that I always had, that I always would start writing the book, and then once I get busy, I forget about the book. Or a device break, or a computer start tripping, have to get another computer, I'm thinking the whole time that it's erasing all my books, but it's not. So I'm on my computer and I'm going through different programs. I go to Google. I look up. I Google what is the best programs to actually write a book, and it has Google Docs. So I pull up Google Docs. When I pull up Google Docs, my prior books that I've written, started writing in the past pulls up. One of them was somewhat of a fiction, nonfiction book about my life. For those that don't know, my life was very fucked up. It ain't no way around it. Grew up in the house, 5 girls, 3 boys. We were all abused in different ways throughout life, physically and mentally. Uh, Man, it was bad, and I only could go off of what I remember. So I went read what I wrote, which I wrote like 3 pages in 2016, and I started reading it and reading it and reading it, and I'm like, well, the problem with me writing it back then is that I my family wasn't really ready to talk about everything that happened growing up because I'm like the baby boy. I have 2 younger sisters. There's older sisters older than me that will remember more of the circumstances of my childhood. So I'm like, maybe I need to call out and try to fill in these gaps that I have of my childhood. So I called one of my sisters, and disturbingly, I found out some bad shit happened to my mother when we were little. And you know, different things like stuff you see doesn't from a little child doesn't become so serious because you don't know better. You never experienced it. It never happened to you. So what you seeing may seem like it ain't that serious, but to my sisters that was older, they actually have the understanding to see that it's way worse than what it is. And I'm starting to, talk to my sister and them, and I'm calling different sisters. I got on the phone with two of them. Then I got on the phone with my younger sister, and it made me think that me writing a book about myself and my experiences wouldn't have been right, because from what I remember, my life was bad, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. It was way worse than what I thought. I've been affected with dealing with anger and a bunch of different things that a person would go through growing up in that household. I've always had like a real deep anger, and I didn't know where it came from. I've had I've learned how to deal with it now, but I've had bursts of violence. I used to love violence growing up. I liked to fight. I liked to do a whole bunch of stuff that I will not talk about too much on here, because I don't know what the statute of limitations is. Let's just say that all that stuff I liked. And when I found out different things that we dealt with growing up, it kind of set off a light bulb that's where it comes from. The reason why me and my family are so distant from other relatives, because of it. The way that we interact with different people, the reason why we are so tight-knit as a family, and that's just talking about my sisters and brothers and stuff like that, because in my family, we're not really close with nobody outside of us. It's a lot of motherfuckers in negatives that we're kin to, but we really don't deal with them. And I wanted to take a deep dive and figure out why we're so fucked up the way we are, And I ain't gonna say we still fucked up. We're still working on ourselves. I'm almost 40 years old. I'm still learning and trying to figure out how to maneuver into becoming a better man for my kids. I used to be angry at my kids and scream and holler and all that other stuff. But back in the day, I didn't explain. And that was one of my downfalls. I would get mad and go off on my daughter and stuff like that, but I never sat down after that and sat there and talked to her to explain why I'm mad, why I feel the way I feel, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And granted, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to discipline your child. What I'm saying is there's a difference between disciplining and beating. Okay? My daughter that I have custody of, she was beat by her mother for years until I was able to get enough evidence to actually get her out the bad situation she was going through. And it kind of molded me into understanding the difference, because I never knew the difference. I mean, if you're old school like I'm old school, I'm almost 40 years old. I almost forgot my age. I don't understand what's going on right now. I got a mind fart or a brain fart or whatever the fuck they call it. But I'm almost 40 years old. And so back when I was growing up, we got beat. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't saying that that's what I did to my kids. I kind of tried to do better because it hurted me to do them in that way. It hurted me to physically whoop them. So I mean, if I spank my kids, I lightly spank them. But that's what I was raised on. I wasn't raised on getting explanations of anything, because nobody ever told us shit. Like, we got our ass whooped, and that's it. We ain't get no sorry, I didn't want to do that. None of that shit. stepdaddies came in and pretty much just fucked over us. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I went through so much shit and depression and suicidal ideations, wanting to kill myself and all that stuff growing up. I'm 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, wanting to take my life because I don't see no light at the end of the tunnel. It was hard. I didn't have nobody to look up to. And I had two big brothers that wasn't around. One was in jail. I don't know what the other one was doing. He was doing his own thing. I don't even know. I really don't remember him too much other than us fighting. The one that's next to me. I don't remember nothing else. I don't remember nothing else. I don't remember having no man come along in my life to try to actually help me other than my Uncle Bug. And he's the type, well, I'm going to keep on trying, but once you keep on fucking up, I'm finna stop dealing with you. I'm going to wash my hands with you. So, because I feel like he was built off of the old school rules, he didn't give me time to figure out how to maneuver through life. And you always looking for a person to come and save you. I didn't need somebody to come and try to make me not be bad or to teach me work ethic and stuff like that, which, granted, helped me a lot with my Uncle Bug. My Uncle Bug taught me how to grind. I ain't even gonna lie. And tried throughout life to get me on the right path. But you can't part-time do something like that while the child is still getting abused when he had to go home. And that's the horrifying story of probably a lot of people. You know what I'm talking about? You have your big brother programs, like come get you, come eat, go, take you to play basketball, take you to play baseball, but then you come home and you're getting beat. And you're not telling anybody because you think that's how it's supposed to go. You don't say anything. Back in the day, kids didn't really say shit. I ain't even gonna lie. These motherfuckers is fucking stool pigeons now. And granted, good thing. You know what I'm talking about? Some of them. Because I know some of them be on that bullshit trying to just get away from the parent because they don't want to be with them. And there ain't nothing going on. And court will believe them. But that's off of the old time ways. I was really beat. I was really abused. Everybody in my family, from oldest to youngest, was abused when I was growing up. And we thought it was normal. I didn't think to go to the school and tell a teacher or be in a store, Family Dollar, and tell nobody what was going on because I thought it happened. I mean, my homeboys was getting beat by their parents. Back then we said whoopings. But then as I'm older, thinking about it, I used to get beat. I used to get beat to where blood is everywhere. Like, I used to put on my underwear and blood would be all in the underwear. Can't sit down. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Let me get back to me. We went through our whole life, and I used to look at my oldest brother and be like, man, he's stupid and stuff like that. But like, even with the stuff I just found out, hold on the phone. Hold on. But even with the stuff I'm just finding out these past couple days, the stuff I'm finding out these past couple days has made me realize that maybe it ain't just what he wanted to do. It was his way of medicating himself to numb the pain that he was going through. And yeah, that stuff is hurtful. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm trying to see, man, because I just got a call and I want to make sure that it ain't nothing important right quick. If everybody is cool with that. I don't know why people want to call me when I'm on live. Yeah. Hell no. I'm on doing a podcast, baby. On live. My bad. I'll call you back. Bye. All right, I'm back. So, like I was saying, I used to think my brother um was stupid for being on drugs. You know, taking drugs, doing whatever the fuck stupid shit he was doing. But now I have a bit, somewhat of appreciation that he has tried through life because he was number one. My oldest brother was number one, so he dealt with longer time of abuse than I did. I did not. I got it, but he got it longer. And then down further, like you can kind of, if a person would dissect my family, you can see that my oldest brother had it the worst. My sister that's after that had it a good bit because of how she is. My twin sister and them was affected a whole bunch, and then it just vice versa. It's it's fucked up. Um, I don't hate my mom. My mama, I used to. I ain't gonna lie. I used to hate my mama with a passion because I always felt like, how can a person let their kids go through the shit that they went through? And she ain't no bad person, man. She went through the same thing we went through, but I feel like she didn't have the will to get us out of it. And she ain't never been with a good man. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. 5, 6, 7, how many times Mama been married? 5, 6 marriages, every one of them was a bad guy. Every one of them. She never had a good man. Never. Every nigga that came in her life was a piece of shit ass nigga that deserved to motherfucking die. I'm be real with you. Every one of them deserve a bullet to the head. And to this day, I don't know. I'm just feeling like I have a lot of resentment. It's like I'm gaining more resentment for my mother because of what she let happen when I was growing up. It's like I don't blame her, but I do blame her. Because you decided to have 8 kids, you felt like you needed somebody to help you. It's not our fault. You shouldn't have had us. I don't know what else to say. Like we were fucked up for a long time. Like, dude, I spent my whole life fucked up. I didn't care about anybody. I didn't want nobody around me. I felt like everybody could die. I didn't care about living. I didn't care about dying. I'm gonna put it like this. In 40 years of my life, only, let's see, 40, 39 now. I'll be 40 this year. So I can say that half of my life, no. Almost half of my life, I didn't give a fuck if I lived or died. I didn't even care. I didn't care if I caught anything. I was reckless. I ain't even gonna lie. I was so reckless growing up, you know, and people that know me know this, but once I had my oldest little girl, she changed my whole life, man. Like real shit. Like I didn't even, I ain't even gonna say she changed it right then. I kind of slowed down a little more, and the more kids I had, which I only got 3 girls. I ain't gonna count it up and say I got 15, but I only got 3 girls. That first one is what started me on my journey of healing, to become a better person. And I'm gonna get back to the book, man. That was just like a little rundown of what I'm gonna say next. I wanted to write my book for years and years, but I felt like I couldn't get the information I needed from other siblings to actually fill in the slots. So when I get to the point, when I started getting to the point where I kept on getting no's, 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 it kind of discouraged me, and I didn't want to write my book because I felt like they wouldn't want certain things put in his book about our upbringing. Um, but surprisingly, like I said, when I was up in Jonesboro, Arkansas, working, I called damn near all of them, and everybody agreed that it's time to tell our story. Uh, and the premises of this story was that we went through a whole bunch of stuff, a whole life of abuse and sexual abuse and everything you can think of we went through, with stepdaddies and stuff like that. And if you're from Natchez, you know that you know a bunch of them, and we were some way somehow abused by every one of them. And I felt like I wanted to write a book about me, and that would have been like a 3-part book, because I wanted to do my childhood, because that was the worst. My teenage years was not as bad, but it was still bad. How I got out of it. My adult years, how I was still bumping my head and trying to figure out my way out of it. Of the mind frame of everything I went through, and that's what I wanted. But as me calling family members trying to get more information on what happened to us makes me now, I'm not gonna do a book, I'm gonna do a documentary, because I feel like still to this day, and even people my age or even older are still affected by all these different things that happen to them in their life. So I want to do a documentary on my family, me and my siblings. And I want to kind of give a background of what happened to my mom, because I for some reason I feel like the reason why she was the way she was has to be before any of us was born. So I want to get a background of that, and I want to do it the right way. I want to even go and figure out where she actually was born, where she grew up. I want to get footage of all that different things. I want to do interviews with all my siblings. I know out of six out of 8 has said yes to doing it. I got one that I know there's gonna be a fight to do, but I don't know if she's gonna want to talk about what she grew up and what she dealt with. At the end of the documentary, I want to get everybody together in one room, because we all have bits and pieces of the story. We just don't know the entire story. Because like I said, I found out this last couple days, man, more and more things that I never knew growing up. And it makes me now look at certain people in a different light, because I didn't know how they was actually affecting my life. But I'm going to do a documentary. It's going to be, I don't know when I'm going to put it out. I haven't even figured out when I'm actually going to start filming. I want to say I'm going to start filming it next month. Next month I want to start filming it. And depending, I ain't no documentary and or whatever the fuck you call those people, historian or whatever. I'm not none of that. I want my story to get out. And I thought that with the book and my concentration on it, and me telling my story, I think more of what the rest of my family is going to be too long for me trying to write a book. It's never going to get finished. So I'm going to film it. I'm going to film the book. It's not going to be no live and all this other stuff. I'm trying to do a real documentary movie on the horrifying life that me and my siblings went through and how we actually prevailed and did the best we can to get out of it, that whole mind frame. Because when I look back, we're not all fucked up. I mean, we're fucked up, but what's the correct word that I can say about it? We're damaged. We're definitely, all us, me, everybody in my family is damaged. I ain't gonna lie. All my siblings, we're all damaged in some way because we're different in ages, that we was affected by what happened to us in different ways, and it then translated through our life in different ways. So we've made what's best of the circumstances that we were dealt growing up. So I want to tell that story because I feel like it'll help someone, somebody that's was affected by abuse, and help. I just wanted to help somebody, man. This is the main reason why I do the podcast. Sometimes I just want to get on here and talk my shit, but sometimes it's serious shit that I feel like somebody should hear. I'm not on here trying to get views and all this other stuff. If it helps one person, to me, it helps somebody. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why I'm not sitting there constantly posting it on my page. Go to look at my podcast. If you want to look at my podcast one day, cool, bet. Look at it, listen to it, cool. If not, then oh well. You don't want the help. You only listen to my podcast when you want the help. And not, like I said, not every one of them is sometimes I want to get on there and just talk shit about something that just happened, or something I'm going through or something like that. But you can be going through the same thing. Somebody can be affected by the same thing I'm being affected by. If I'm talking about it, this is my way of venting. You know what I'm talking about? I would love to go to therapy because I think I need it. Just like I got 3 daughters. I'm pretty sure all my daughters need therapy. And it ain't because of me. I just think that things that they go through life, I don't have daughters that like to talk. You know what I'm talking about? I, for years, didn't like to talk about anything that I went through because I felt like I was alone on it. And through the years of me growing up, I found out, well, shit, I ain't the only one that was affected by it. I always thought that one of the stepdaddies I actually remember, I remember only the nigga beating me all the time. Go to a basketball game, come home, beat you. Leave a dish in the damn sink, beat you. Eat something out the refrigerator you thought that you could eat, beat you. I thought it was just me, but it was everybody. And I want everybody to tell their story, so I want to tell a story of how we overcame all the abuse, because a lot of people that's in jail right now, there's a lot of people that's committing crimes, there's a lot of people that's killing people, there's a lot of people that's just never reached their potential. All could be suffering from the same thing I was affected by, or my siblings was affected by. It's a lot. It's probably a lot of people. A lot of people. We ain't the only people that went through the shit that we went through. So I'm hoping that this documentary actually gives some people drive. These ones that felt like they grew up, that teachers thought they weren't gonna be shit, family didn't think they were gonna be shit, parents didn't think they were gonna be shit, girlfriend ain't anybody thought they wasn't gonna be shit, and they didn't make nothing of themselves. Hopefully this documentary actually helps. I ain't trying to make $1 million off this fucking documentary and do. Anybody would want to be rich. Granted, I would love my podcast to be blasted on, I got it on a bunch of different streaming services. I would love to have 1,000,000 views and all that other shit. But at the end of the day, this is my way to vent. And if it helps somebody, then cool. If it never reaches 1,000,000, cool. If it helps one person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, cool. Bet. That's the reason why I do this. I do this to help somebody that's going through shit, because where I'm at, I never thought I would make it here. I thought I'd be in jail or dead, running from the laws, bank robber, stick up kid. I thought I'd still be doing all that different type of shit. In jail for murder. I thought I'd be, I swear on everything I love. I thought I'd be done. I never thought that I owned multiple vehicles, had my own house. Never thought I'd make it here. Be happy. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna say I'm 100% happy. I feel like because of everything I done went through, I'm never gonna be 100% happy. I just never have been 100%. At most 80% happiness. Never been 100%. I don't think I'm gonna ever be 100% happy. I'm fucked up, man. I'm damaged. So if I can help other damaged people, then that's cool. If I can't, fuck it. But I want to tell my story, and I want to tell my family story. Maybe people that know them feel like, something is up with them, and maybe they need to understand. I want everybody that knows somebody in my family to understand what they're going through or what we've been through, and we're trying. We're not perfect. Ain't nobody in my fucking family perfect. Ain't nobody in the world is fucking perfect. Sometimes I want to feel like I'm perfect. That helps my self-esteem. You know what I'm talking about? I want to be perfect in some way. Everybody want to be perfect in some way. But ain't nobody 100% completely perfect. So, with that being said, man, I'm going to get out of here. It's cold in my shop. The heater is not doing what it's supposed to do. That's more or less the reason why I don't be in here this much. And I really need to put another one in here. But I keep having this itching thought that it's going to get hot and it's going to be a waste of money. So I deal with what I can deal with right now. I'm going to put me a fucking AC unit on this goddamn shop so I can actually sit out here all the time and shoot my shit. But eventually. But like I say, I know I talk a lot of shit. I've done a lot of shit that I didn't stick to. Like my DJing, I was too busy to DJ to actually be into it enough. I do want to get back to my music. I want to do a lot of shit, man. Everything that I didn't think I was going to do when I was young, I want to do now. And I try different things. I did my web series back in the day. I did my skits, and if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see a whole bunch of crazy shit. I used to do all kind of shit back in the day. But I'm trying to do better, and stick to something. But watch out for the documentary. Like I said, I want to start filming this summer. I just got my lighting. I just ordered my lighting for my interviews. I got my mics and everything, my stands. So I am gonna start doing that this next month. I don't know who the fuck my first interview will be with. Probably the ones that actually want to do it, for sure. The other ones are gonna take some talking to understand that it ain't all about you. It's about everybody, and our story is a unique story, and it needs to be said. And hopefully it goes somewhere. I want to do it. I want to be done by the summer, but I doubt it'll be done by the summer. I would believe in right after the summer and maybe be done. I gotta edit it and put shit together and put some sounds and music and all this other stuff. Get my drone out and go do some footage on that. It's a lot I gotta do with that. And like I said, I'm not a pro. I watch a lot of documentaries. I watch a bunch of movies. I watch a bunch of TV. I don't do the sports. So when y'all watching the games, I'm probably watching some documentaries, some shows, some interview. I love knowledge. I don't like to read, but I like knowledge. So I'll look at some stuff and listen to some stuff, but I hate reading. I ain't gonna lie. But be on the lookout. It is coming soon. I don't know when, but it will be out, and it's gonna be a great story. I hope that it does justice to what I'm trying to do. But I'm out. Holla at y'all. This your boy Mario, aka Mr. Hawk, and you're now tuned in to Hawk Shop Talk, and I'm gonna get off of this thing. Holla at you.